not a bad afternoon on our hands as we have a decent amount of sunshine to enjoy, though cloud cover does start to increase a little bit out to the west. Still, it's not that bad. 70s to around 80, the latter more likely the farther west you go. We do have the chance to see a couple of showers as we head through the night, especially the farther east you go. But beyond that, out west, it's a pretty quiet night with low temperatures on either side of 50. We'll talk about the rest of your forecast coming up, but until then, midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
A local nonprofit expands to more South Dakota communities in need. Plus,
I'm Trevor Shirley in Washington. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill have nailed down a deal that avoids a government shutdown, but they'll likely be having this same debate again in December. I'll explain why coming up just ahead.
Well, good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Hansen. A 32-year-old man is behind bars accused of aggravated assault and kidnapping. Officers were called to the area of 12th and Cleveland around 5:30 last night. Police believe the incident started with a disagreement between Robin Swallow and the victim. Swallow allegedly punched and kicked the victim, leaving them with life-threatening injuries. Police say Swallow also stole some clothing that belonged to the victim. He is scheduled to be in court this afternoon. Now, we also know more information about a situation involving suspicious activity at Lincoln High School over the weekend. Around 10 a.m. Saturday, police say witnesses saw 18-year-old Philip Linderman driving in a car with a handgun in his lap. Police say he then walked into Lincoln High School during a pancake fundraiser with the gun concealed. Police say Linderman did not show the gun to anyone and did not make any threats. Linderman was arrested on one count of having a weapon on school grounds. A Fort Myers, Florida man died Wednesday morning near Phillip in a double semi crash. According to the South Dakota Department of Public Safety, on Wednesday, a 59-year-old Texas man parked a Freightliner in the lane of travel with its emergency flashers on. 25-year-old Gianni Estevez Garcia was driving a Freightliner in the same direction and struck the back of the parked semi. Garcia sustained fatal injuries. The Texas man was moving about the cab during the collision and suffered serious non-life-threatening injuries. Well, a man that died on a crash on Friday has been identified by the Department of Public Safety. According to a news release, 73-year-old John Wilson Whaley of Pierre was traveling westbound on Interstate 90 in a 1929 Ford Model A. As the car drifted into the left, Whaley overcorrected to the right, went into the ditch, and began to roll. Whaley was ejected from the vehicle and died at the scene. Well, turning now to a first look at your midday forecast with meteorologist Adam Rutz. Adam, what's going on out there today?
Well, really not a whole lot of anything. We're picking up where we left off yesterday and just continuing with a seasonable run of weather as we kick off the fall season, or at least go into the early part of the fall season, rather. 67 at the lunch hour here in Sioux Falls with a south wind at 11 miles per hour. It's a beautiful afternoon on our hands here across the majority of the region, whether you're in Sioux Falls or maybe if you are farther to the north in Mobridge. A few clouds up there, but still, that's just about it. 71 with a light and variable breeze in place, though it's going to turn to the south as we head toward the afternoon. 72, your number for Faith. 76 in Rapid City. 70 Pierre, Huron, Aberdeen, and Sisseton. Winter at 73. 69 degrees for Custer. 68 in Chamberlain. 65 for Brookings. But this is warmer now compared to the same point yesterday, especially West River, where we took a decent step forward. Lesser gains, though, to the east, although everybody is going to be warming up as we head later into the day. There is cloud cover out there. It is building in up in northwestern portions of South Dakota toward Buffalo, Belfouche, Bison, Spearfish. That is along a frontal boundary that's going to continue to start to make its move over the course of the afternoon, evening, and overnight hours. And as it does, it's also going to bring in a rare sight, a chance for rain. Not a significant opportunity, but one all the same considering how dry it's been as of late. Highs today under a good mix of sun and clouds, more so the former than the latter at first. We'll see highs in the low to mid 70s for southeastern KELOLAND. The cloud cover, though, does increase later in the evening. Same rules apply up to the northeast with highs again in the low to mid 70s, including some mid to upper 70s, though, toward Huron into Miller and then eventually toward Pierre as well. Speaking of the Missouri River Valley, they, along with their West River Companions will stay in the upper 70s and low 80s in many locations, including 83 for Winter and Valentine, but a few cooler. I was going to say chillier, but cooler temperatures over towards Spearfish at 72. Also a windy day out west as well. After tonight, like I said, we don't have much in the way of moisture to talk about. We'll still find some things, though, coming up in your extended forecast.
Thank you, Adam. Well, Congress has worked out a deal that avoids a government shutdown at the end of this month while still kicking that can down the road to December. Washington correspondent Trevor Shirley is in D.C. with more.
Congress will likely be having this debate again just before lawmakers leave for the Christmas holiday later this year. On Sunday, congressional leaders announced a deal to fund the government for another 3 months. This avoids a shutdown that was set to happen at the end of September. The agreement funds government at current levels and includes an extra $231 million to bolster the Secret Service. As part of the deal, House Speaker Mike Johnson abandoned a plan to mandate proof of citizenship in order to vote. Some conservative lawmakers said without that provision, they'd move to shut the government down and were encouraged to do so by former President Donald Trump. But lawmakers on both sides knew a government shutdown just before an election would be a huge political liability. It remains unclear, though, whether Congress will be able to work out a long-term spending bill before the next president takes office in January, or simply pass another short-term extension come December. And Congress is expected to vote on this stopgap funding bill this week. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
A bank has built over a century ago now has a new purpose in the town of Dante, South Dakota. After an extensive remodel, the building is now a gathering place for weddings, family reunions, and even hunters. In danger of being torn down, the building on Main Street is now on the historic registry.
It's just a tremendous addition to this town, to this community. And a lot of us are surprised at how well it has gone over, how much it's used.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND at 10, we'll take you to Dante and meet the husband and wife team who decided to save the building. The Toy Lending Library is headed west. The nonprofit offering toy boxes to children up to age 5 is based in Sioux Falls, but can be found in communities stretching from Madison to Parkston and now Huron. The new partnership is made possible by People's Transit in Huron.
This was an opportunity for bringing in a tool for different agencies and entities in Huron to be that part of the social development of children.
People's Transit will deliver about 20 toy boxes to a variety of programs and preschools in Huron at least once a month.